welcome to another episode of me sharing my love of crafting with you here on my YouTube channel called aKnittersSoul. My name is Elo and I'm coming to you from Oslo, Norway. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. It's lovely to have you spending time with me again. And if you're new, I do hope you find something to your liking. And if you do, don't mind hitting the subscription button and notification bell, because then you will be notified of when my episodes pop up here on YouTube. So yes, let's do some admin stuff to start off with. Everything I mention will be linked below. And if I do miss out on something, a pattern or yarn mentioned or podcast mentioned, then don't hesitate reaching out. I will gladly point you in the right direction. And also I will shortly go into my knit-alongs and giveaways. I have one giveaway that I have not heard from yet, or the giveaway winner that I haven't heard from yet. I was on Ravelry just a second ago to see if your name here on YouTube matched up on Ravelry. God, I'm having trouble saying Ravelry today. And it did, and you also had the same profile picture there, so I did send you a message, but if you see this before, then Johanne, this is your giveaway prize. Send me your address and I will send this on your way as soon as possible. And yes, if you're a returning viewer, you might be scratching your head now and thinking like, how can I show two of these beautiful yarns from Strikk? Right after recording last time and going so much back and forth, and right after uploading and getting everything out on a big world of internet, I decided that maybe it was too much of me to be pushing you into trying to make something out of a skein, even though there is so much meterage on it, and if you do a color work, you can make many socks out of them. But like, in case you don't feel like it, I thought that I'll go and order some more, so I did. So both the sock blue and sock green are receiving 2 skeins of Arbeta and 2 skeins of Happylicious from Strikk. So that you have a bigger option of choosing which way you want to do, if you want to just make striped socks, if you want to do color work, either way, yeah. So yeah, Johanne, like I said, I did send you a message, but I need, go have a look at it, and I need your address so that I can send these to you. Also, I did start a Christmas knit-along last time, just for the fun of it, and also to bring awareness around the month of September, October, November. September is the golden month, so to say, or the golden ribbon, which is awareness around children's cancer. October is a pink month for breast cancer, and November is for prostate cancer, Movember. So yeah, what I asked you to do was that first and foremost, it's a Christmas knit-along, so whatever you knit to be gifts, you put in a main thread for finished objects, and for those extra threads or extra how did I word that again? Anyway, For extra prizes that I draw for September, October, November, I made another thread, and anything that had some yellow in it was to be put into September month. Anything that had some pink in it was into the thread for October. And the idea is that you have these items both in the Christmas knit along, Christmas gift knit along thread, and those extra threads, because then you'll be eligible for more prizes. In the September month there wasn't many people posting, but there was one person I want to mention who was amazing. She has, I'm looking at my notes on screen, so her username on Ravelry is Tesha. So Tesha, you are the winner for September. So the prize will be a pattern of your choice, a single pattern of your choice on Ravelry. So find whatever is to your liking, send me a message, and I will gift you the pattern on Ravelry. And then because there were several posts, but your posts were the only ones that had finished objects, so that's why I decided to do like that. Then for a month of October I did do a random number generator, and it was post number 10 that was the winner, or the number that came up, and that's again Tesha. So Tesha, you win twice. And for that I thought, what's more fitting than having some pink yarn. And this is actually a new to me yarn. I have not tried it. It's by Søstrene Grene, which is a Danish brand, and it is for socks, this one. It is I believe it's a fingering weight yarn. Yeah, it's 50 grams, 200 meters, so you will be receiving 2 of them. So yeah, Tesha, reach out to me with your full name, your address, and I will send you also the yarn. And yeah, for the September month it's a single pattern of your choice on Ravelry. Let me see, that was September, that's October. So yeah, we've actually come into the month of November now, so I will remind you that any finished object that you have that has some blue in it, you can put into this. And because I'm not I don't mind when you started. It can be like a UFO, it can be something you started just now. It doesn't matter, the start date doesn't matter. The only criteria I have for those extra threads is that you have finished objects. Because there are so many knit-alongs happening these days, and as this is just an extra thread for the Christmas knits, I am gonna be drawing among the posts that are finished objects. But yeah, anything with some blue yarn, it doesn't have to be much, it can be just one stitch, it can be just tiny tad, and you choose, or like you decide what is blue to you kind of thing, because I know there's been discussions in other podcasts, in other knit-alongs or crochet-alongs, that is this blue or is that green, but whatever you see or perceive as green, not green, blue, you just pop it in there and you'll be eligible for an extra prize. And yeah, in the main thread you can have any color, it doesn't matter, you're eligible anyway. But yeah, again, finished objects, as this is my idea, is kind of like whatever you're knitting for Christmas. I'm sure a lot of you have already started a long time ago. Just put them in there and you'll be eligible for a prize. I have some ideas for the prize. I haven't put it all together totally yet, but I can say that one of the things that I will, or you will be eligible for, is this bag. think it's such a pretty bag. It's the same fabric on both sides, and it's a very nice white lining inside. You have this nice hook in there, and this is made by Johanne. I think this is her Instagram handle. If not, but yeah, this is gifted by Johanne for me to either keep or to give away, and I thought I'll use it for a giveaway because I think it's such a beautiful bag, and I want to make one of you happy by gifting it to you. Put your finished objects with blue in November thread, and also in the Christmas thread. And the Christmas thread I think I'm gonna keep open till the 24th of December, and then I'll draw a winner after the 24th sometime. Okay, that was it for admin, I believe. Yeah, all of my information will be in the box below, links or patterns. Yeah, everything will be down below. Let's get into the knitting bit, what you're here for, right? What I'm wearing is my Solveig cardigan by Wenche Roald. This was my test knit that I couldn't show to you before because I didn't know when I was allowed to show it, and the message what we knew was that we weren't allowed to share it online until further notice, and now I'm allowed to show it because the pattern has been released on Strikk on the 1st of November. I will see, actually that I haven't checked out before, but I will see if there's a link somewhere or if it's possible to get hold of it online or not. It's not on Ravelry as far as understood for now. But yeah, it was such an enjoyable knit. I'll take it off and show it too. It has these really pretty details. Let me see. I mean, it's very well thought through, and it's very hard to show. It's a dark color, and you know, that's fair. I need to have it on this side. It's very pretty, everything. I like also the shoulder construction on the back. It sits very well on my body. It doesn't slide off my shoulders. Let me see if I can show it to you nicely. You see it goes slightly down this line on the back of it. And thanks to that, it really sits well on my shoulders. I really like it. I also love my buttons. Isn't this so pretty? And I don't know if I've shown you this before, but what I tend to do is that I do have an extra button, and I see the yarn has frayed a little bit in the wash. It's okay. I tend to sew an extra button usually along the seam line, but this one doesn't really have seams because I knit this one back and forth, but I have an extra button there in case I should be so unfortunate and lose a button. And I always have the extra button. And it is what you say in Norwegian, like bestefarsjakke. So it's a bit oversized. I guess I would say like it's a boyfriend kind of style in English, sort of. But yeah, like directly translated, it's like a grandpa jacket kind of thing. It's oversized. It's really nice. I will post some pictures. I think both from the original ones and maybe some others I'll see. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna take it off, and actually I'm quite warm today. and it is knit out of Charisma drops, which is a DK weight yarn. I quite liked working on it. Oh, with it, I mean not on it. Oh, well, on it as well. And it's color 53 in case you are interested. It was just something that I had in my stash, and I've been trying to be good and not to buy too much yarn. I haven't succeeded totally with it, but I've been quite good. I like knitting with it, and I like the look of it. It's like a charcoal gray, and I've used it quite a lot since I made it, and it does pill some, but it's not worse than I can just go over with a de-piller and it's just fine. So yeah, I have considered making another one because I really enjoy the knit and I do like the fit of it. So maybe. I like the details and everything, so yeah. Did I say about it? It's by Wenche Roald, in case I didn't say that. So yeah, I think it's a very, very wonderful cardigan. And maybe even would be fun to make like a longer version out of it. It's just to elongate the whole thing. But yeah, the details on it are really lovely. Because there's one point where you're like decreasing on this size and increasing there, so it all kind of ties into this really nice fit. So I can highly recommend this pattern. I really like it. But yeah, I saw one of the test knitters did a tweedy version, which was really, really pretty, like a light base with some brownish tweedy spots, I think it was. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's my both finished object and what I'm wearing. And as it's quite warm right now, I will actually keep it off and go to my next finished object, which is my plant lady. I finished it. I pulled myself together and I said to myself that nope, I need to get it done. Let me just get this out of the way. And so I did, because it was so silly to not finish up. I mean, I had done most of it really, like the so to say difficult part, which is this nice lace border, which is really not difficult at all. I have to think now. My gauge was off a little bit when it comes to the row height, so I did have to add on quite a few rows in height when I was doing the neckline. And I'm trying to remember. I think there were some decreases, some decreases there as well. I did add a few rows in between. I did some calculation, figured out that that should be enough. Added on some on the back. I have made some notes on Ravelry for that. But I mean, it's not sure that you need it. I did need that, so I did need to adjust it some. Oh, it's hard to show. I will try to take a picture of it and post it here. But I do love it. I have actually worn it quite a few times since I made it. Really, really happy with it. I can absolutely recommend it. And it's knit out of Gin Lina, and it's color number 9822, which is sort of this light green. It's actually showing, well now it's washing out a little bit, so it's more green than it looks. It seems on screen, it looks almost like gray there, maybe there, a bit better. This is like a beigey white sort of, and this is, you can see, it has more of the green color. Really, really happy with it. I am actually considering maybe making another one, just because I think it's so versatile and it's so pretty. And I have some more Gin Lina in different colors, so this might just happen. Yeah, I can recommend this pattern 100%. Finally done. Okay, next I have to reach down because it fell down before. My mind works kind of strangely. It's like when I buy yarn and fill up my stash too much, I feel like I need to use up some stash. So my idea was like, oh, let's use up some small stash here and there. So what did I do? I cast on some headbands. Do they take up much yarn? No, they do not. But they were fun. I like making them. So this one is it Louise's? Sorry. There. It is, let me see. Yeah, it's Louise. This is the original ones. It's from this book, Norwegian book. Strikk pannebånd. It's by Susanne Müller, so I'm not sure. I haven't actually checked if it is available in other languages, but I made 2 of these. Actually, this one was the first one that I made. It has the button on the back. This is something I had in my stash. And I quite like this because I felt that this one actually suited me. Because I've made some other ones where I feel like, because of the way my face is, it just did not suit me at all. But this one actually I do think suits me quite nice. Even though I didn't think of it for myself to start off with, but I actually might keep this one. I think it's pretty, and I like it narrows a little bit at the back, so it's not so big in the back. And I do like the fact that you could sew in like together the ends and just pull it over your head kind of thing, but I quite like that you can open it up and close it like that. And yeah, this one was the second one, and after knitting this one I thought I was not gonna have enough of the yellow to do it all in one color. That's why I added the same white as there to this kind of like I-cord edge, I guess. Yeah, I-cord edge. And I think it's quite cute. The soft colors. So, and they are knit out of, let me see. The yellow one is Merino by Viking Garn. I got like this tiny little ball in there. And this is color number 843. And this one I bought when I was making the doll last year, if you're a returning viewer. And this one I think also I bought, yeah, this one is also bought for the doll. It's pure merino by Garn, and it is color number 126. Just plain white. I have not made a note of how many grams this one is, but I will weigh it afterwards and put it on the screen. But I think they're really cute. I like them. They were quite intuitive to knit. You get into the pattern quite nicely after a while. I really like the details, and yeah, again, I just found a button in my stash, just put it on there. It's like a light pale yellow there. That's the color. And I quite like it. And actually, this book has a lot of really nice ones. I have knitted this one before, a couple of these. And whilst I love the look of it, it did not suit my face. Yeah, I felt, yeah, it didn't suit my face. But the girls in my house, they have been using them and loving them. I do have another one in here that I do want to try. It's super simple. It's like no rocket science, but it's so pretty. It's like this, oh, getting the light in there. Sort of like a chevron. Chevron stitch. And a self-striping yarn, which is so pretty. So And there's so many more. So if you have this book, then or like if you don't have this book, I do recommend it if you can find it somewhere, because it has a lot of really nice designs, and also they make very quick, very nice gifts, I think. Because I'm sure we don't need to like knit jumpers and cardigans and all these big things for Christmas. We can make small things, I think. And yeah, don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, I can recommend the book. I think it has a lot of nice designs, and if you like making small gifts, then that book is perfect for that. Okay, that was my plant lady, my Louise headband. Oh yeah, I have another finished object. Last time I spoke to you, I told you about my trip to Ullatul, and I grabbed my intarsia scarf, fluoro, and because I didn't have any easy knits to grab with me. So since last time I podcasted, I actually have cast on a couple things that are more mindless knitting, that I can just grab and go, that I don't need to follow a pattern on, that don't take up a lot of space. Because I'll show you the shawl afterwards, and you'll see like this. I mean, maybe I showed it last time. Yeah, anyway, you'll see later on. Anyhow, I cast on a musselburgh hat by Isolde Teak. It's not washed, it's not blocked, it's just straight off the needles. And what I like with this is that I have used the same, so to say, base yarn, and I've just changed the mohair that I've paired it with, and it's just so fun to see how that changes the whole look of the yarn. Because here you can see it's like you have these different colors going through. You can see them very easily. And then on the other side I used an orange that I had in my stash, and that's sort of like more like a pumpkin-y look onto it, which is, I think it's so cool. I actually really like it. Yeah, so it's a double hat, which you can just either use it oh sorry, fluff. Either use it as a slouchy kind of hat, or you can fold out the brim a little bit. It's very warm. I really like the way it turned out. Yeah, and the yarns that I've used, still have quite some left of the main color. Where have I done this? Yeah, so Musselburgh hat, or burr hat, how do you pronounce that, by Isolde Teak, and the yarn is by Stranded Yarns. The colorway is Crayon. Yep. It's such a pretty yarn. I really like it. There's quite a bit of it left. I see that I have not measured the amount that is left, I think. No. So I'll see what I'll make out of this. I feel like probably gonna make some socks when we get closer to spring, because I think it's very happy springy colors, and I just want to make some happy socks with this, because there's quite a substantial amount of it left. And the orange, it's not as yellow. Let me see. There. The orange is by Isagir Silk Mohair, and it's color number 64. It's not a typical me color, but I actually thought this suited me quite nicely, so I was quite surprised by it. And I thought I was gonna love this side better, but I actually really love this color. It's so pretty. I'm not gonna pull it over my head right now because I actually did my hair today. Got some flowers on the back there, so yeah. I'm not gonna mess that up today. And yeah, the white mohair that I have added is Tynn Kitsilk Ala. It's also what I had in my stash. It's color number 4001. This is actually the same yarn that I used in my Steven West shawl that I'm blanking the name of right now. I'll write it on the screen. Oh yeah, I think it's a really lovely hat. It's gonna be really nice and warm in cold winters. And yeah, that's it for finished objects. Let's just go straight over to my works in progress. And since we are on the Musselburgh hat, I'll show you the next one that I have on as well, because going from having no on the go knits, I needed to have two, so I have cast on another one. Let's see, I haven't put on any stitch stoppers on this one, which is kind of silly on me. Let me just grab them there quickly, because I saw them in here. Oh yeah, and I didn't say anything about the bag, but look at the bag that my Musselburgh, the orange one, was in. This is also by Johanne, which is just perfect size for a hat or socks, or like, it's a bit smaller size, but I think it's so pretty with it. Ooh. Yeah. My mind just went blank. Can't name squirrels with the squirrels. Gosh, how is it possible sometimes blank to that degree in your brain? But yeah, the other one I have started is just a simple gray one. Again, yarn from my stash. And this one I am knitting out of, this is some drops fabel that I have in this 114 color. It's a light gray, and I am pairing it with this light lilac yarn that I have, which I made my fleur shawl with. Yeah, that was the, no, it's not. I can't remember right now where I used it, but anyway, it's a light sort of lilac-y color. It's number 38 Kit Silk drops. No, because the one I had in Fleur is darker. Not sure where I've used it before. Doesn't really matter, does it? And I'm gonna work with this light gray as long as it kind of lasts, and then I might add this one into it, or maybe I have another one. I haven't decided, but I'm thinking I'll make it two colors. Maybe I won't, I'll see. But these two colors, they give this a, yeah, doesn't make a huge difference. Sort of light grayish. Yeah, so another Musselburgh hat, to have something to grab and go. Grab and knit as you go. Oh, I realized I have another thing I should have spoken about during my admin, but I'll take it in the end instead. Just not forget it. Okay, what I have next? Oh yeah, this one I was talking about last time, I believe, that I really wanted to cast it on. And this is my sand waves sweater, or as I call it, the sand dunes in the sand, because it just makes me think of the sand dunes and how because of the gold stellina in the yarn, it makes me think of the sun that's glittering in the sand. So yeah, it's by Ririko, and I've actually come quite far with it. It's blowing out, I see. I'm on my second ball of yarn. I did some alternating just after finishing the lace bit. I did some alternating, and then I went over to a new ball of yarn. And I have kept some of the, so to say, well, origin, I'm not gonna say origin. The first ball of yarn that I used here, I've kept some of it so I can do alternating from the sleeves to the next ball, because hand-dyed yarns, they are a little bit different. I don't really mind like if there is some striping on that, as long as I don't get like huge pooling, I'm happy. But yeah, I'm loving this so much. You're not really getting the really good color of this. See if we can, I'm not gonna, well actually no, I am gonna dampen this a little bit. But okay, if I put that warm color on, then you can see actually a little bit better the color. The warm light is showing off, it's better. It's a little bit better. The main thing, it's so pretty. I have tried it on, it fits me very well. And I was working on yesterday, I had measured it, and then I figured out, according to the pattern, that it's supposed to be 18 centimeters from the armhole and to, yeah, you have to work the body for 18 centimeters after like splitting for the arms. And in the pattern there is a split hem on this sweater. I'm not sure, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm omit that and just gonna do a regular ribbing at the bottom. Even though I like split hem, but I want to keep this kind of, I don't know, simple. First, I just don't feel like having a split hem on this particular sweater. I want to keep it. Yeah, I want to say simple, but if it's simple or not. But I like it. Yeah, it's really enjoyable to knit. I love the yarn. Yarn is by Garnhaugen. There you go. And in Norwegian it's called Alvedronningens kjole, which is the fairy queen's dress. And it is a finger weight. It's 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina glitter. So yeah, I can see it glittering. I don't think you can. No. Well, maybe no. Doesn't really matter. I can see it. That's the main part. And I'm thinking that this is gonna be my kind of dress up type of sweater. I can like maybe have with a like black trousers or white skirt or something like a bit more dressy. Because I think it's so pretty. Almost thought that a little bit like a Christmas sweater, but we'll see. Probably will be finished in next weeks, but you never know with me. I'll try to see if I can see the glitter with the, yeah, you can actually see it like slightly, ever so slightly. Oh yeah, there's some glitter going on. So yeah, this has been a joy to work with. I like the pattern, the yarn. For me this is like a perfect combination of those two. So yeah, I'm super happy with the way it's coming along, because it's not really much left now. I'm gonna try it on later on and see if I'm happy with the length, because now I've just followed the pattern to this length, and I'll see if I'm happy with that, or if I want to have more length to it, or yeah, which way I go. And also I have to mention the bag that this beautiful sweater is living in. Isn't this just gorgeous? I saw this on Instagram. It's by Eddrun. She also has her own podcasts since now on YouTube. Well, actually, she used to be a part of a duo, on like a podcast duo, but now she's gone solo since then. And so she has a Norwegian podcast called Garnhaugen. But she also sews bags, and this one is she posted on Instagram, and actually it was another one which I really loved, and it is more like typical what I maybe steer towards. But I just thought it was something with the peacock that just spoke to me. And also when it arrived and I saw this color there, I just realized that it's like a perfect match. I mean, it's a bit more green, this color there, than this yarn, but you know, with this patterning there, I think it goes so well with this pattern there, so it's like perfect match, and it's really well made. I love bags that have those hooks, and I actually don't mind them being on the inside either, because I often at times I actually attach stitch markers, progress creepers and stitch markers on them, so I always have some in the bag, because it's happened many a times that I run out of the house thinking I have everything I need for a project and realize that I have actually not brought any stitch markers with me, and then these little hooks with the stitches have been lifesavers at time. Oh, there's one ball that's not in the bag. Okay, next is, oh yeah, I cast on another simple knit, because when I had decided to cast on the Musselburgh hats, I couldn't decide on the yarns I wanted to use, and I was going to a day trip with my friend in Fredrikstad here in Norway, and I wanted to have something to knit on while I was in the car, because it's a little bit over an hour to drive to that town, and you know, we knitters, we need to knit, right? So I cast on just very simple vanilla socks. That I am knitting out of couple very special yarns. This is gonna be my candy cane sock, because of the colors makes me think of candy canes, even though those are just white and red and I have a pink stripe in there, but I'm making the rules for these ones. And I do have to have a ball of yarn in there to keep them untangled. About the same length on both of them. I did a tupelo cast on because I think it's so pretty and also very stretchy. 1x1 rib. I've actually done twisted rib for a change here, which is really pretty. And yeah, I'm doing my new favorite, the square heel, which is shadow wrap. I mean, I do love my heel and wrap, but I'll sort of like this fish lip gifts, whatever, those kind of heels, or German short row heels. I do like these ones because they give that extra little depth that I need for my feet. I don't have a very high instep, but with like these German short row heels, I do find that they are a little too snug over my instep. So thank you to those of you who did suggest the shadow wrap heel. I also find it very intuitive, very simple to knit, and the bonus is that they fit really, really well. And the yarns that I'm using, well, this one you have seen before. This is my Pavlova by Arctic Crafts. I have knit Mystic Spiral socks, Mystery Spirox. out of them before. I have shown them before. So it's really lovely to use up more of this beautiful yarn, because it is a very lovely yarn. Squishy, good. It doesn't split. I quite like that. It's, yeah, 75-25, 100 grams to 425 meters. Superwash. Yep. And the yarns that I'm adding to are, this one I have used in another pair earlier on with a sock which I had. The main foot was yellow, which is saffron, and it was by Martin's Lab. And I added this one, and then I think back then I was wondering if it's either by a hand dyer here called Strikk or somebody else, and I wasn't sure, but I have realized now later on that I did purchase a, what was it, a surprise package from Garnhaugen Fortuna, and in that I got this green. And this one here is from my Christmas advent calendar by Fortuna, because I've used up now most of the yarn that was left from the other sock. So I've gone into this one now. And yeah, so this is day number 9 from that advent calendar. So I have a little hole there now actually. But yeah, I'm loving the way they look. They're gonna have a green toe, and I think they're gonna be so pretty. And I do see that the stripes with my gauge and with my number of stitches, they do create those sort of lines here and there. They're not like a perfect match, but it doesn't really matter. The only thing I did was when I was putting in the heel, I can't actually see now because I've managed to disguise that, because the thing was the yarn was sort of changing, must have been on the other side. It's sort of like the stripe was changing sort of mid-row. So what I did is that I took the last row, or like I knit the heel over the row which had only one color, so I wouldn't get that sort of transition with like a little bit of white in there before going into green. So, and I think that worked out just fine, because on this side it's also looking quite nice and clean. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. So these are like my current first grab to bring along type of socks. And I do like knitting socks. I'm probably gonna be making a lot more socks, and they're gonna be, I think, a lot of vanilla socks, because those are the socks I like the best. I like the look of lace socks. I like knitting lace socks, but I do see that when I go into the sock box, I gravitate towards the ones that are more like vanilla. But that's me. But I can make the other ones for other people because they love them. I know my mother was once like, no, I want them if you want them. So she inherited a couple pair of socks from me that were more like this lace type. Really pretty, but I just never gravitated towards them. So yeah, that was that. Oh yeah. These. Oh, let me just move away the hanger. I did show you this book last time, and I was raving about this particular pattern, saying like, oh, I want to knit this, and I got all the beautiful yarns for it. Well, I did cast it on, and I've actually gotten quite far, and I'm really happy with the way they are turning out. So let's see, there's a lot of needles there. I am knitting them on magic glue because I find it's I do like knitting also with 4 needles or like set needles, but not as much for socks, more like when I'm working on mittens, and I actually prefer oftentimes the set needles. But yeah, I think it's so pretty. Let me take this one away. So it started off from this sort of pale yellow, and it's going more into pinks there. And I think they're so pretty. Like, yeah, and I got a stitch marker by Sofakroken. But it's not gonna focus on it now, is it? It's too much light in there. And I do have another one. And again, I have that ball of yarn in there because they do change a little different. Like they started to change at different points. So it's, I think this one has more yellow flowers before getting more and more into the pink ones. But yeah, it's such a fun pattern to work. I really enjoy it. It's so pretty. See, yeah, more yellow in there. The pattern calls for 225 in the ribbing and 2.5 in the main, or like in the where you knit the pattern. My brain is mush. I have not changed needles because I usually do not struggle with tension, or usually I don't need to go down or up with needle sizes when working color work or just stockinette. Usually I manage to do this tensioning just fine, and they seem to fit quite fine. The only thing I am thinking that because according to the pattern now pretty much I would be done, or like the way it looks in the picture, I should be done now with the length of my foot. But I think I'm gonna add another flower. I will measure and figure out if I will do that or if I will not. But yeah, they're pretty much done. And also these socks also, or this pattern also calls for a German short row heel. I have once again opted for a shadow wrap heel. And yeah, there was a question on my Ravelry thread about knitting color work and how do you adjust that for the socks. I don't remember exactly the question, but in this particular pattern you cast on, like for my size I usually cast on 64 stitches, so I chose that size. And then when you before you start working on the pattern you increase 8 stitches. Yeah, 8 stitches, so I'm like up to 72 stitches there, and that gives that extra space that you kind of need for your leg, your foot, because it is less stretchy than it would be with just pure stockinette. I mean, just to take these socks in comparison, because this one is also 225s and 64 stitches, but yeah, this one stretches quite a bit more. So if I grab this way around, you can see like barely, it stretches a little bit more. And usually this size, like it's not snug on me, but it's just perfect. It's like perfect. I probably could be a stitch or two less, but it's fine. So this one I think are gonna be just perfect on my leg. So I think it is like you have to just try and figure out. I mean, I find this book is really nice in this sense. I mean, I have now only knit these. I have a plan of knitting another pair from here. I was gonna knit these ones. Never got that far. Just, yeah, I will get to that later on. But focus. I haven't spoken about the yarns yet. I've been going on and on. This yarn is once again Happylicious yarn, and the colorway is Lakshmi. It's by Vikkevira. And The dark green is hedgehog fibers, and the color is ferrum. Not sure how you pronounce that correctly. So sorry to you Irish speakers. I'm quite sure I'm mispronouncing it. This is 100 grams to 400 meters, 90% merino wool and 10% nylon. And I think it's so pretty. Yeah, and the green that I bought to go for the leaves or to work as leaves is by Arvetta, Filcolana Arvetta. And the colorway is 379. I'm super happy with it. It's a super addictive to knit. Like once you do, it's like, oh, just another flower, just another flower, just another flower. So it's super addictive, this pattern. And with the yarns, I must say as well, it's just making me so happy. And I have opted for not carrying the yarns like when changing, because you have 5 rows with one color and about the same with the others. I've opted for sewing in the ends, which I don't mind too much. But yeah, I'm super happy with it. And if you can get a hold of that book and you like knitting socks, I do recommend that book, because there's so many pretty socks in there. And I'm definitely gonna make the Halloweeny socks or the bat socks, because I think they're so fun. And I was supposed to do like a sort of unofficial knit along, but she bailed because she lost her sock mojo, and yeah, I had other reasons why that happened, so I'll get into that later on. But it has a lot of really pretty patterns in there, so if you want to try out, I would absolutely recommend this. Not sponsored. Okay, I have a couple more. Let's go to my shawl. Floro. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I struggle with it every single time. Let's put away this one as well. I have made quite the progress with it. But again, it's not necessarily a project I can bring along with me, so it's still a little way to go, but not a lot, because the rows are getting shorter and shorter. So as you see, it's not many stitches left there now. And let me just lean back. I think it's so pretty. So pretty. I'm just gonna take a little close up, a little slower. I absolutely love this shawl. I think it's gonna be so shawlette. Well, it is actually quite good size on it, so I guess I can say shawl. This is by Florence Sperling, and the yarns that I'm using, you know, this is partially why it's not so easy to bring along with me, because at one point I had taped together 2 A4 sized actually I do have it here. I'm not gonna show you that pattern. Oh no, I managed to rip them apart. It's kind of hard. Oh, really? It's supposed to be together like that. It's kind of hard to bring along a pattern. Just quickly. Whoop. That's that size. It doesn't almost fit. Well, actually, it didn't fit properly in this thing either. So it's not easy to bring along. I'm not complaining, because it's very fun to knit. And let me just remind you of the yarns. This is an unknown woolly wool type of yarn that I inherited from my mother. So this is like old stash, deep stash, really deep stash. And then this is like Saint Kitsik Alle I was talking about previously in my mind just went blank. Where did I have it in? Yeah, doesn't matter. my hat. The hat, that's what it was. Strikk, so it is Sannes. And we have this Rauma Garn Finull in color 0427. It's actually quite picking up quite nicely the color for it. Then we have, no, this one can't be Strikk. This one is kids. No, is it? Wait, I've got everything mixed up now here. No, okay, this is making more sense. Sorry. This one is not Strikk, this one is Silk Mohair by Sannes Garn. That's how it's more correct. So that is these two to go together. This one is the Tunn Strikk. I think it's, was it Lavender this name online? Number 4008. This one I also used in my Wilfreda by Wenche Roald. And then the green color I have is Rauma Finull Garn in the colorway 0489. It's not as yellow as it's coming off on the, yeah, it's not as kind of yellow as it's looking on screen. It's more of a mossy, like, well, yeah, mossy pale green kind of green. And that one is paired with this green that I had in my stash, which I think is a plum by Rauma. Yeah, Rauma. And oh, okay, I might have mixed up the Strikk numbers. I'm sorry if I did, because I realized this one is Strikk as well, and this one is, I think, is number 53, but I have mixed up those two. This is sort of like this sort of ballerina type of pink. Yeah, it's blowing out a bit. It's more of a, it's deeper pink, nice looking. Like, think ballerina slippers kind of thing. Or no, are they pale? Okay, this is more pink than it's looking. I'll try not to compare two things. I have no idea. And then it's all paired together with, or like the pink is paired together with this yarn mop. I colored with, oh my god, Gunnis in Gunnis Englestrikk. And I still have some left. I think I'm gonna be just fine. Manage. I was afraid that I might not have enough, but it looks like I'm gonna be having enough. So yeah. And I'm also so super happy that I invested in these yarn bobbins that I showed you last time, because they have been a lifesaver doing this in Tasha. If it was only Finull by itself, I would have just made like sort of bobbins that you can pull from the center, just without any like extras. But because I am pairing it with a mohair yarn, that was not an option. So yeah, if you do in Tasha, you do not necessarily need these bobbins, but they do make your life easier, and especially if you're knitting with two yarns together, and both your like mohair and woolly wool are quite sticky yarn, so it's very nice not having to pull and get stuck, and you know. But yeah, it's coming along really well. So Gunnis, you're gonna have to start making yours soon. And I think it's gonna be so pretty. Look at it. I haven't blocked it, I haven't done anything with it. I have steamed it just ever so slightly just to see how it's gonna be. But I think it's gonna be so pretty. And I do take the time to sew in the ends as I go. Like, I knit a little stretch and then I sew in the ends, and then I knit and then I sew in, because otherwise it's just like, whoo, mind-blowing. And I don't cut the ends too short straight away. I will cut them shorter if necessary after washing it. But yeah, it's a lovely pattern. I really enjoy it, and I think it's meant for a fingering weight. Yeah, so originally this pattern calls for a fingering weight yarn and needles 325, and I am using sport weight together with mohair, and I'm knitting them on 4mm. I have not written down. So yeah, I'm using slightly more yarn probably than it's called for in the pattern. It's probably gonna be slightly bigger, but I like that because I like a little, I mean, like I like cholets as well, but I do tend to like them a little bit on the bigger side and they're not too small. But yeah, this is not too like grab and go kind of project. And I also have all the bobbins that I haven't got in there. And yeah, it doesn't look like this bad, but once you start pulling every yarn out and trying to put them into the project, then it's quite a lot. I also bought one of these. I can't remember now what they're called, because I was lacking a bag that kind of tolerates some water, so I can put it on the ground and then easily wipe it off if necessary. So it's kind of easy to put into my car when I'm like traveling and bringing along knitting with me, because this house is quite a lot, which is always nice, because we knitters, we always tend to, at least the knitters I know, we tend to pack a couple too many projects with us just in case we run out of things to do. Okay, okay, I was gonna say the piece de resistance, but well, kind of. I have worked on my rose sweater. I did cast on the sleeves, but I must say it has been a slow knit for me, because my brain hasn't been functioning properly, if I can put it like that. So I see I have cast on, just on the ribbing and just one row of color work there, but it started, and then the other one somewhere in there, oh there, it just blended into the body. The other one I have come a little further with, so as you see I made some progress in there, and I'm really liking it. So nice. It's gonna be so pretty once it's done. And it's not a difficult pattern. It's just not maybe as intuitive as my brain needs right now, so it goes a little bit slower, but once I start it goes quite nicely. I get into rhythm of it, and you know, I'm gonna try to do a little by little, so I will get it done during this winter, because I really want this. It's so pretty. And yeah, the body hasn't changed a lot, it's still the same as it was. So I'll see if I add on any length to it once I get the sleeves down, like how it all feels and looks. But yeah, look at all this. Whew, got everything attached to each other. So yarns that I'm using, the main color is Villa Silla yarn in sort of like this sort of maroon red color. Looks more Christmassy on the screen than it is. It's color 565. It is 100% wool yarn. It is a sport weight, very much like Finul from Rauma. Even though I must say that this yarn I find to be more maybe even in its spinning than Finul, but I find them to be very nice to be interchange and use with each other. Then the yarn that I'm having in the ribbing is this sort of peachy, what? No, looking very pale. It's more like a peachy orange, I would say. It's color number 4069. And yeah, the rest of the yarns are Rauma Finul all the way. The yarn in kind of in between, like there, that's this pink there, which is kind of like yeah, again, slightly darker than it's showing off on the screen, and I have wrapped it so I can't almost see the number. It's 0478. I had some yarn barf going on there, bad center pull. It's a little bit more, yeah, bright pink than it's showing off. I'm trying to see. No, it doesn't wanna. And then the main pattern color is this color I dyed in summer when I was visiting Cardigan at Gunnis Englestrikk. And I called it like my tropical fruit because it has this yellow, the main color is kind of yellow, but you have this sort of like orangey colors going there, and then there's some pinks. I'm trying to figure it out, it's fine. So some pink there. Yeah, hard to show, but I think it's such a pretty color. And yeah, like I said, I called it like fruit bowl because I'm thinking about all these nice tropical fruits together. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this process. I'm not rushing with it. I'm giving myself time with it to enjoy it and to knit on it when my mind is good enough, like my brain is working, instead of feeling that I need to finish it right now, just so I have something finished to show. So I took that stress away and I'm just enjoying it and knitting on it when I can. And I am making progress, so that's the main part. But yeah, the design was Rose by Wenche Roald. I have several of her patterns that I want to knit, so maybe that's something I will do next year. I'm thinking maybe I'll do a knit along. I'll take, so to say, over from Brit Strikkenerd, who has had, I think she has had a year of Wenche this year, and I might just carry on that into next year because I have several of her designs I want to make. So maybe if you want to find out, you're gonna have to stay tuned. That was it for my knitting content in the sense of finished objects or works in progress, WIPs. I have some acquisitions, and I have some happy mail, as Jana from Finnish Knitting Stories says. Lovely podcast. I had a little sidestep there, but I do enjoy watching Jana because I love her love of yarn. Well, love of yarn as well, but love of colors. She loves these bright neon colors, and yeah, it's just a joy to watch and spend time with when knitting. Let me see. I have. How will I have it? Okay, I'll do the happy mail first. No, actually, you know what? I'll take up this yarn one more time. I did a poor job of describing this yarn last time, if you watched my podcast last time. This is yarn from Brit Strikkenerd, and I was trying to be so good and translate just as I went, and I didn't know the terms, I didn't know the words I needed, so I did a bad job describing this beautiful yarn. So what I thought I'll do is that I'll point you in the direction of Brit Strikkenerd. She does have also episodes in English. I think she's been recording in English now for half a year or so. I might be wrong. But anyway, if you look up, I will link it below, look up her podcast. She podcasts both in Norwegian and in English. She always makes two, well, like now recently has been making two podcasts. So look for the English one, and I'm sure she'll have some more information that's more eloquently put out there than what I did, because I did a rubbish job. So I'm sorry about that, Brit. But the yarn is beautiful. I've been putting off like casting this on now because it's a little bit of course it's a little. I've been thinking that I need to be good. I need to work on my Christmas gifts, and I do have some Christmas gifts planned to knit. Actually, like I actually have just one more gift that I need to make. Might come some other plans, but those I don't know of yet, so I'm not gonna be talking about them. And the plan I do have, I will talk about it as soon as I've cast it on, so I'm not gonna be talking about it right now. But yeah, happy mail. My happy mail. As I spoke to you or told you last time and the time before, I had that purse that I had knitted, that knitted felted purse that I thought it was really pretty. I loved making it, I enjoyed it, but I just never used it. So it's been like it was just lying in there in the shelf and not being used, which was kind of sad. And then Nikki from England, she reached out and she said like, I would love to give it a home, and she did. And our agreement was that we were gonna do a swap. And oh my god, I did not expect that much. I'll make some noise. Sorry about that. There's so much goodness happening in there. The one thing that has been living outside of the box is little Mousy. Look at him. He's so cute. And I have kept the tag on it because I wanted to like be able to tell you where is this from. This is Wee Bobbin Beastie. And there's written our handcrafted wee beasties on a vintage bobbin made from fine cottons and tweeds. And this is from Dolly Crafts. I will link it below, but I thought I had to make sure to show you because I think it's so cute. It's been sitting on my computer, so whenever I'm sitting here watching my knitting podcast, he's been keeping me company. But yeah, now he will lose the label and just be happy free him sitting here and keeping me company when I'm knitting. And then, oh, I'm losing some stash. She had told me that she had picked colors for me, especially after seeing my podcast. And let me tell you, these yarns are beautiful. And there was so much more than I had expected, so thank you, Nikki. You did not have to give me that much, but I'm not complaining because this is beautiful. Okay, I will grab a skein of each. No, that's the same color, sorry. This is a British yarn, which is, oh my god, my mind is blanking. It's made in Lancaster. It's spinned? No, I can't think of it. But look at these pretty colors. They are so pretty. And I got one of these. It's sort of a, it's a very pretty kind of dusty rose. Very pretty. It's actually, I'm just trying to see, maybe it's rather accurate actually where it is, but it's kind of this sort of dusty pink, dark pink. Really pretty. And then you got this green. It looks more blue on screen than it is. It's more, I would say it leans more into a green than it does to blue. And then you have this light gray color. Oh yeah, sorry. The tag. It's Methera. 4 British breeds, 4 local farms, spun in Yorkshire. Okay, now we're getting to it. Spun was the word I was looking for before. And it is 100 grams to 350 meters, so sport weight. And I'm gonna do some math, because first I thought I'm gonna most probably gonna make like a sweater out of it. That was like my first idea. But since then I've been thinking more and more that I would love to make a skirt, because I love my woolly skirts, and I have this sort of like a basic light grey skirt and I have a black skirt, but I would love a skirt in this color. So I'm gonna have to do some math and see if I have enough meterage or not, because I got 3 of these, so there's some meterage there. I would love that, because I'm like lacking one a little bit more fun color skirt. And I got 2 of these and 1 of these. How can a girl be so lucky? I don't know. But I definitely am. And the yarn feels so nice. Like really, really lovely wool. I love this. So thank you, Nikki, so much. It's so pretty and so lovely. But yeah, yeah, I'll show you what else was in there before. I'll show you, sorry, some of the ideas I have with this in regards of this skirt. Sorry. She has added this beautiful tin box. And isn't that funny how it looks like a peacock, this one? And my bag that I bought myself with a peacock. An all-seeing eye. So pretty. I love tin boxes. Okay. Crinkle, crinkle, sorry. I don't know why I didn't take it out before. I'm sorry, that's really badly planned from me. She sent me a pretty card. I'm not gonna redo the inside, it's for me. And then she has added this really cute little notebook with little bees on them. Can never have enough notebooks. So pretty. The first page is this dotted page. It's so cute. Now I can start using those things. And then I also received this really pretty little, like a notion pouch with this cute rabbit on it. And what is this fabric, Nikki? Let's say if it says on this one. Thank you for supporting my small business. It doesn't unfortunately say what business this is or what the fabric is, but it's, oh, maybe, no, poly linen. So it's 93% polyester and 5 cotton. But which shop it's coming from, I don't know. It's a very cute little notion pouch anyway, so that I can take into use now as well. And then she added a whole bunch of really fun, cute buttons. And you saw I had quite big buttons on my Solveig cardigan with those like black buttons, or like not black but charcoal kind of buttons. Just imagine making a, oh, that's an idea. Maybe I'm gonna have to make that in blue. That jacket, that Solveig jacket, because that would be perfectly with like 4 buttons too. Aren't they pretty? They're not like solid blue. They have this little, yeah, you can see it. You have like these little flecks of brighter areas. So that's really fun. And then I got 2 like, they're like charcoaly color. Oh yeah, see, texture, really fun. And then the last ones are these ones. So I'm gonna have to look for some fun special projects where I can use these. They're really fun. But yeah, this one actually, maybe since I am thinking about another Solveig, maybe these would be actually perfect, because the size is perfect and the amount of them is perfect for that as well. Am I forgetting anything then? I just feel like this package is massive and there was so much in it, and I'm so afraid I'm not mentioning anything. But yeah, this I'm really looking forward to knitting with. I really love the feel of it. Sort of bouncy and soft, and actually not so toothy, even it being like 100% wool. So yeah, I'll see if it's gonna be a skirt, if I have enough for it or not. And when I'm talking about skirts, I have like the skirts that I have in the gray and black, they are store-bought, but I did find a pattern from hobby.no. I think it's in several countries. They have like the pages in different languages. I'll see if they have an English one, but I'll put on the screen. They did have a skirt there. Let me see what its name is. They call it for Amalie, and that is pretty close to the skirts that I have. I quite liked it, so I was like, I might see the yardage on this one to see like stitch count and of course the gauge and everything, and see if I can make it work with this. I would love that. You know, who doesn't get a cold bum in the winter? Hello. We need some nice warmth around that area as well. If not, I was going through my books and I found this one. Nina Skarra strikkebok. Not sure if it is in English, but what I found in here was this skirt. Let me just show you this skirt and not the pattern. Actually, there's no pattern in it. I can show actually this one as well, because you can see more of the technique. So I thought maybe that would be an option. You know, where there's this pink color, I could have the green color and then add in the light gray and maybe find some black or something, or you know, I would have to think about it. I'm gonna do some calculations and see what I can, if I would love this to be like one colored one, but if it's not gonna be enough, I might just do something like this, because I think it was quite fun, this one as well. And it's gonna be even warmer because it's gonna be several layers on this one. Because there is some weaving, like you knit it you knit it first, but then you have to do some weaving. So there's some like finishing touches to do, like that take some time. And it does say it's a bit time consuming, but it's like really worth it, and I think it will be worth it if it's gonna be the case of if I go in that direction. But yeah, I'll see how or which way I go. So thank you again, Nikki. It was amazing. You did not need to send me that much for what I sent you, but thank you. I do appreciate it, and I'm gonna love knitting with these yarns. They're just so pretty. I mean, like, that's all my color. Oh yeah, talking about my colors, I bought myself some earrings while I was out and about. Oh, we can show them. There. Take away the hair. Aren't they pretty? 2 pink hearts. So cute. They're also handmade. I will see if I can find the card to the shop. I do have some footage from her shop, which I'll add later on in the video. Yeah, and when I was ordering some more of that Happylicious sock yarn from Vikevira, I could not buy some more yarn for myself. So I bought myself another set with a colorway called True Love Kiss. And this is like, I would say pretty much in the same color scheme as the Pavlova, but there is no, is it a white in there? No, it's not like white in there. It's a light pink, and it goes into this sort of more like, not a brownish red, but kind of like a brownish red. So, some more fun socks to be made somewhere in the future. Because, you know, when you have to pay for taxes anyway, so why not add on something for yourself, right? Yeah, I guess my last acquisitions I will talk about. Let me see if I can. That box there. Well, actually, I bought some books, but I don't know if I'm gonna go into all of them. I'll just go very quickly. I did pick up this one, Pittas Bästa, because it was on sale, and you know, when you can make good deals, why not? There's a couple of patterns in it I quite liked. This scarf among them. Or shawl. So I thought maybe that's something for future, either for myself or as a gift. It's a very nice, simple shawl. And you have also these ones there. I thought was some nice details on. I can just imagine that with the ribbing it's gonna sit really well on your hands. But that's something that I might not be knitting right now, maybe more towards spring, because it is more of a mitten weather now than it is maybe all those half mittens. And let me see if I can show you these ones without showing pattern. These are, I thought were also very pretty. So that was a very good value for the book, as it was on sale now, and it would have been otherwise as well. And I think this one is also very pretty, this shawl. So there's quite a few really nice patterns in there. And there was this colorwork hat as well. Yeah, there. I like the colors and everything in this one. And then it might just be that I'll do some embroidery. This is a magazine, a Christmas magazine. I quite like these ones. Am I showing the pattern now? Yes, I am. There. Because I have these linen napkins that I've been thinking about that I would love to do some embroidery on, so maybe I'll just do something like this. And also I was to a couple thrift stores, I guess, secondhand stores, and I picked up this book there. This is a rather old book, both in like when you look at designs and color choices and everything, but you know, it's not worse than just changing the colors a little bit. Because I quite like this one. It's from Faroe Islands. I would say it's a rather classical look and actually quite classical colors, this one at least. And then this one from the front page again, this one I really liked. Yeah, it's kind of better picture there actually, you can see more of it. But yeah, I'll say I'm happy with that. I can show you some more some other time. So yeah, I guess no, that was not it for the knitting content. I forgot the whole basket there. This is gonna be smoothly almost starting to go over transition to kind of why I have been missing in action. I was on a road trip, and on a road trip then we made a stop at Sandnes Garn. I've heard so much about their factory, and I heard so much about like the factory sales, and I thought like, oh, would be fun since we're like kind of passing by. We're like on the way passing by there. So we went through and I picked up some yarn. I picked up Koos. This is like second sorting, so I'm not quite 100% sure what's kind of wrong with it. I don't think I've ever seen them have like this sort of speckled Koos. I think I've only seen one colored one, so maybe that's the one, that's what's wrong with it. I don't know. But yeah, it was only 38 grams per ball. So I did pick up enough for a sweater. But as it does contain alpaca, we'll have to see if it's gonna be for me, or because I do have another Koos sweater that I do use, and I don't have any trouble with it. It's just something with the way the fibers are. It doesn't bother me. I can use it without any problems. So This might become a sweater for me, but we'll see. Time will show. And I also picked up some Tynn Per Gynt in this dark maroon color. It's colorway, well, that can't be right, color 00001. Usually the ones are whites, aren't they? Might be wrong. But it looks more brown on the screen, and it is more like a wine red. Like a really, really pretty red, like dark red, a good red. So yeah, I did pick up quite a bit, as you can see. There's like a sweater quantity of both of them. So we'll see if that's gonna be something for me or something for somebody else. But I thought it was, I wasn't gonna buy a lot, but like once you're there, you do want to buy some. Almost like a souvenir, if nothing else. And also like when you've driven all the way there, why not pick up something to remember that trip by. Now I think I am done with everything that is knitting related. So if that's what you came here for, thank you for watching and spending time with me. I'm wishing you a lovely November. Don't forget to put your knits that contain something Christmas knits that contain something blue into the November thread, and any other colors, all the colors in the main thread for Christmas cal. So yeah, you might be eligible for some extra gifts that you didn't expect during the month of November and December. Let me see. Where's my knit? I thought I'm gonna sit and knit with you, so I'm gonna grab the socks because they're the easiest right now. Let me see. What have I been up to? I went on a road trip with a friend of mine. And we drove towards like southwest, and I was supposed to spend only 2 nights with her, and I was supposed to be back on like a Thursday. No, not Thursday evening. I was supposed to be back Thursday morning for a knit evening, but the universe had some other plans. There was some technical issues with the train that I was supposed to be coming back with, and also the weather forecast was not great, because no matter which way we were looking, it was gonna be bad weather. The road we came on, there it was supposed to snow a lot, like a lot, and also blow quite heavy, like heavy strong. And if there had been a train, and we would have had to cross some bridges, that would have been in very strong winds, which are pretty much like in the strength of almost lifting your car, and yeah, not safe. So when the technical issues came up with the train, like when I got the notice of that, and when we were looking at the weather forecast and all of those things, then we made some changes in our plans, and we actually ended up spending together several more days than we had planned for. And it was so much fun. I love this friend of mine. She's so easy to travel with. We are very much alike in many aspects, and also quite different in others. So we can like talk about anything and everything and never get bored, and we almost never shut up, the two of us. It's seldom like, we never have like this awkward quiet moments kind of. Yeah, we have always something to talk about, and that's like really, really nice. And actually I joined her like on her vacation, so the 2 nights I was supposed to be away was with her like friends in this lovely place called Åkra. It's a tiny little place, like at the end of a fjord kind of thing. We didn't have a great weather. It was raining. It was in that sense not great, but we did get to see around a little bit, and we got to see some of the nature there. But it was just really being together with somebody who's so easy to be with and so relaxing, and also to do something different than just being at home. And then she was supposed to head on. She didn't have like set plans, but she had thought that she would head on towards Stavanger and like meet up with some friends. But when we were making all these changes and taking different routes, when we ended up spending more time together and had such a great time. Yeah, because I mean, we're just like a perfect match for those road trips kind of thing, and we kind of like the same things, and even if we don't like the same things, we always leave space for each other, so that maybe if I would see a yarn shop, she's like, oh, I'll let you off here so you can go to a yarn shop, and I'll go and look there, and you know, we just make it work. It was never like hassle, or yeah, I never felt like, oh, I can't ask for another stop for another shop or something. There is always this openness for exploring and being and doing. So it ended up being almost like a whole week with her, and we took the safe routes. We did see quite a lot bad weather, but it didn't really matter because we just enjoyed each other's company, and I got to meet more of her family, which was really nice. I've heard so much about her family, but because she's been living more up here in east side and they live down in south, I haven't met them. I have spoken to them quite a few times, but I actually got to meet them, which was also really, really lovely. But yeah, because I never got to that train that I was originally meant to get onto, I didn't get to join on the knit night, which was sad in a way, but I mean, I did have a great time anyway. So, and I'm hoping that these lovely ladies, knit night ladies, will invite me again another time. Don't think I'm gonna be kicked out of the club, if I can say it like that, for that little reason. And then I came back to Oslo, like, yeah, it was almost a week that I was away. And then I came down with a cold. So I was pretty much knocked out for about a week. It wasn't too bad, but yeah, I was tired. I couldn't knit really, and that's usually for me like a sign that, okay, you're sick. When you're not capable of picking up your knitting and not even doing like straight stockinette stitch, then you're not feeling too well. So yeah, so I've been quite fatigued. I've been quite tired. I was to my home up bath. We're doing some new routines. We're trying out different things, but that has been kind of taking a lot of energy from my body. So I've been more tired also as a result of that. Because I've been trying to podcast now for the last 2 weeks, but it's just like I haven't had the energy, the brain power to sit down and actually do the whole setup, so put up all the cameras and find the things I'm supposed to talk about. And actually that bit is the easiest part of it all. It's also with having the words that you need to talk to people. I haven't had those, so I've been secluding myself a little bit. I have not been online. I have been very little on Instagram, Facebook, any of those social medias, Ravelry even. I have not been online. It's just I haven't had the brain space for it. So I've been because of that, very slow on answering if people have reached out to me, and I'm very sorry about that. It's just I didn't have the capacity. What else? Did those things. So yeah. Now, was it anything more? I was to the sunless, yeah, and the travels and sick. Yeah, so not much fun in that sense, but I did have a great time on my holiday. And there is actually a happening coming now with Raumagarn. They have this magazine or booklet that they release, kind of like, you know, you have liner magazines, these sort of booklets with different patterns with the yarns, and they're gonna have sort of like a show, or didn't I show and tell? What do you call them? I'm not sure right now. I'm sure I know the word somewhere in my brain, but I can't think of it now. Anyway, they show the models, and I'm sure we'll be able to buy a booklet there of them, of the patterns. Yeah, very kind of all over the place. There is happening coming where they show their newest models with their newest booklet, and I'm thinking of going there. And I think there's at least one other lady coming with me, and maybe a third one. No, second one, I mean. Will be 3, but she'll be like the second one. So that I'm looking forward to. Also, I will be going to a musical theater now on first coming Thursday actually, and see Moulin Rouge, and that I'm really looking forward to. That's actually a gift from me to my man, because that also happened during these last weeks that he had a birthday. So I put together dinner and cake and did some things to make his day special. Usually I try to make like a good breakfast and such, but on that particular day I wasn't able to do that because I traveled to my home bath. But you know, I made it up with dinner and cakes and like presents later on. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's not been bad times, but it's just, yeah, I haven't had the brain power, and that's the only reason why I'm podcasting this late. I always hope that I'm like able to come back in a shorter time span. In the beginning I did try to keep it to like 3 weeks max, just to give myself some time to produce something, so that I have actually something to show and talk about. But I've given myself space now there as well, and not pushing myself if I'm not able to go through with it. Sounds so bad when I say it like that, but when I'm able to podcast, I allow myself the space to do it when I'm able to do so. So maybe it sometimes takes a little longer time that I would like and prefer, but I hope you don't mind that too much, and you don't mind coming back a little later and maybe sooner, because I do love having these moments when I do have, oh my god, I'm getting all choked up here. I do enjoy doing this. I do enjoy spending this time with you. I love your comments. Yeah, that's also a thing. Thank you for your kind comments. I do appreciate every single one of them. I do read them. I haven't, like I said, had the brain space to answer to everyone or right away, and sometimes actually leave it unread just because I want to be in a space where I can read it and reply to it. But yeah, I do appreciate every single one of you who's watching, who's commenting, who's sending love in like the most spectacular ways. There's some of you who have blown me absolutely away with the kindness that you just pour out towards me, and that is not something I expect at all. So it's super nice and super appreciated. And yeah, I do love doing this. I do love sharing with you what I create, what I do, and I do hope that you like what I make and my way of sharing. I know I'm not gonna be always everybody's cup of tea, but that's just the way it is, and that's okay. Just trying to think, is there anything else? I don't think there is anything else to talk about, so I'm not gonna push this more than I need to. I think it's long enough as it is. I'm gonna edit and upload and hopefully have it out for your viewing pleasure in not long. And yeah, once again, thank you for watching, thank you for commenting, thank you for taking part in my knit along, and yeah, I hope to see you again in not too long time. Happy knitting!